In the world of budget-friendly night vision for airsoft, the Nightfox Prowl has made itself a big name during the last year. Not only because it is offered in the NOVRITSCH Webshop by now, but also as it is featured on several airsoft YouTube channels. I think most of you will have already heard about this device. But this is by far not the only option for affordable night vision out there. Some weeks ago, the founder of NocturaSys, an engineer startup from southern Germany, reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review one of their products, the DNV2 Ranger. Of course, I agreed to compare both devices for you, so we can see if they really can be an upgrade for your nighttime airsoft game. Let's go! Welcome or welcome back, Airsoft friends, to a complete new kind of topic on my channel. I want to find out together with you what you can expect from night vision gadgets which won't make it necessary to sell your car or house in order to afford them. Before we start, please may I have your attention for the following 3 aspects. First, I am basically a complete noob in the field of night vision, so please don't expect any advanced technical knowledge from this video. If you're looking for your first night vision gadget and want to know how another beginner in this material thinks about the products, you have come to the right place. Second, both of the tested gadgets are digital night vision tools, which is why they are a lot more affordable than military-grade analog systems. So please be realistic on your expectations. Third, I bought the Nightfox Prowl from my own money, while the DNV2 Ranger was sent to me only for the review and I have to send it back later on. Which means the impressions you see and hear in this video are absolutely bias-free. Thank you for your attention. Let's start with the comparison now. The Nightfox Prowl comes with a large amount of accessories. Besides the gadget itself, which already contains the battery and an included 32GB microSD card, we find a printed user manual, a barcode card for further online information, a USB-C charging and data cable, a small lanyard for your wrist or wherever you want to hang the Prowl to, and a head strap with a mounting option for GoPro-style attachment arm. On top, Nightfox delivers a small bag with the attachment adapters for GoPro style and the Wilcox G24 style helmet mount. Because I assume most of you will use the Prowl with the helmet and the respective mount for airsoft, here is how the assembled unit looks like. The installation is very easy and can be done without any tools in under a minute. The Prowl has an overall length of about 15 cm, is about 7 cm wide and 9 cm high with the mount attached. Without the mount, it is still about 7 cm high. The ready-to-use weight of the Prowl is about 289 grams, which includes the G24 helmet mount adapter, the SD card and the internal battery. On the rear end of the unit we find the diopter wheel, which allows you to adjust the Prowl to your personal eyesight, while the focus of the camera can be adjusted in the front. When taking a closer look to the front end, we see the 2 integrated IR lights. One of them, the 850 nm light, is visible to the human eye as a slight reddish shimmer, while the 940 nm light can only be seen by night vision gadgets on the field, by yours as well as by other ones. A very cool feature of the Prowl is the easy-to-exchange lens protection. In case a BB hits your device there, the lens will be safe, while you can get a new protector at a low price point. The Prowl also is able to record what it sees in 720p HD ready resolution with up to 60 FPS. Therefore, you can use the microSD card that comes with the unit or upgrade to a card up to 256GB. On the top side, you find 6 buttons to navigate through the versatile functions of the Prowl. There is one for power, on-off, and for adjusting the screen brightness, one for switching to the menu or the gallery, one for adjusting the digital zoom, 2 for adjusting the emitted IR lights in 5 different modes, plus one without IR, and one for starting and stopping the recording mode. I think now you should have got the most important features of this monocular device. Let's see what the competitor from NocturaSys has to offer, which actually is a binocular gadget. The DNV2 Ranger comes in a solid polymer case with specially cut out foam. You see, the included accessories are a lot less than on the Prowl. You get a contact card with information to reach out to the manufacturer, a special power cable, and the Ranger itself. It quickly becomes obvious that the Ranger follows some kind of a different approach compared to the Prowl. The battery is not built in, so the unit has to be powered by an external USB 5V source. Moreover, the main components of the housing are 3D printed, which makes it very easy to create replacement parts and individualizations right from the manufacturer. Last but not least, it offers 2 lenses and screens, which means you can use both eyes and achieve 3-dimensional vision through the Ranger. In terms of measurements, the Ranger is 30 cm long and 9.5 cm wide in the most narrow folding setup. When you extend it to maximum folding range for transport purposes, for example, it reaches 17 cm, while the height, including the mounting adapter, measures 8 cm. As you can see, the Ranger comes with a solid monolithic adapter for the G24 mounting standard, so this is the only helmet mounting option you get here. But as far as I can tell, it is a quite common one. With about 425 grams, the Ranger weighs a little more than the Prowl, although it does not have the battery built in. The controls of the Ranger are kept very simple, which could come in handy in stressful in-game situations. There is only one 850 nm IR light, which can be turned on and off with a central rotation knob. This is also the switch to turn the device on and off completely. However, my contact at NocturaSys told me that the device is mainly dedicated to be used without the IR light. We will see how it will perform later. Maybe you see those white spots around some areas on the Ranger. Those are remains of glue which was used on this particular model, which actually was the first gadget ever built of the series. The devices you can buy come, according to my contact, with a much better finish in this aspect. Although the housing of the Ranger is 3D printed, it gives us a very sturdy and rigid impression. There is almost no flexing and bending in the entire structure, which I did not expect, to be honest. As I mentioned before, the Ranger needs an external USB power bank for proper operation. You can use it as a counterweight on the rear side of your helmet, for example, while the included cable is used to connect both components with each other. The Ranger also comes with the ability to rotate both screen tubes, so you always can ensure a perfectly aligned picture on both eyes. In principle, this works out just okay, but the locking mechanism is not thought out very well in my opinion. For example, it can happen you turn the entire tube while you actually just want to unlock it. This is something the manufacturer wants to improve in the future. Adjusting the focus of both lenses works very well and smooth on the other hand. As I learned, the high-quality optical and electrical components make most of the price of the Ranger, and this is a very good example for that. Just as the Nightfox Prowl, the Ranger also comes with protective lens covers, which are also offered by NocturaSys as a spare part. In this close-up shot, you can clearly see the 3D printing origin of the Ranger. But this is, at least for me, only a visual impression. The haptics and weight make the unit feel way more worthy than it looks. As long as you are fine with the characteristic appearance of multiple printed layers, the printing approach is more of an advantage than a disadvantage if you ask me, considering flexibility and cost efficiency. Okay, now it's time to take both devices out there and see how they will feel and perform. The Prowl makes the start. Attaching it to the fast helmet with my G24 mount adapter works flawlessly. You barely notice the additional levered weight once it is mounted. The device is turned off in this footage, by the way, just for you to know. Once you adjusted everything to your individual needs, looking through the Prowl with the Airsoft goggles works very well. Unfortunately, the Prowl feels very bulky and aiming through it is not easy. My go-to solution would be to mount the monocular on your weak side eye and just track your tracer BBs, while you shoot on your strong side as usual. But even this needs some training. Now I'm out in a non-illuminated part of the local town park area at night, without my airsoft gear of course. The footage you see is recorded straight through the tube with my smartphone. The recorded footage by the Prowl itself follows later. All in all, the Prowl seems to work better with every intensity level of IR light that I add. But also on the zero IR level, I do see a lot more than on the naked eye. The digital zoom feature could be quite useful in spotting situations while playing Airsoft, but don't expect too much from it, as the image quality becomes more and more blurry when you increase magnification. You also can add a green filter instead of the black and white visualization, but if you ask me, this brings a significant loss of image detail. Although it might look more tactical and be more pleasing on the eye, my recommendation is to use the black and white mode instead. This is the footage which was directly recorded from the Nightfox Prowl. Of course, the resolution is a lot higher and looks better, but this is not what you should expect when looking through the gadget. What you can expect instead is a very good latency. On the latest firmware version, 1.28, I did not notice significant delay, so what you see on screen is almost displayed in real time. This is the case for both devices, by the way. What I'm showing you now is the audio quality of the Nightfox Prowl, because it's also able to record audio. I don't know if this is important for a night vision gadget for Airsoft, but yeah, now you can make yourself an impression of how the recording files sound. Let's switch to the DNV2 Ranger by NocturaSys now. Mounting and adjusting also has been no problem in my test. Also looking through the gadget with Airsoft goggles works amazing. Please don't mind, the cable is not connected here. As I mentioned before, the devices are not activated in the daylight setting. The Ranger feels a lot more slim and agile on the helmet, despite it actually is the heavier device. Also, aiming with your Airsoft replica seems to be easier, because you just have more space. I was told that institutions such as the ISB, the International Shooting Federation, are already using NocturaSys devices for their trainings. The first thing I noticed in the nighttime test was the significantly sharper image quality. The OLED screen technology beats the screen of the Prowl by far. Unfortunately, my smartphone camera has only limited capabilities to show this. Also, the field of view appears to be a lot wider, so you benefit from a much better awareness of your surroundings than on the Prowl. The Ranger also is the superior device in terms of IR-less night vision, as the surrounding light obviously can be used a lot more effectively. The IR setting, on the other hand, only seems to be useful for illuminating objects further away, as the single-stage light intensity is too bright for close-up encounters. Also, I experienced a stronger display flickering in the IR mode, so in my opinion, the IR-less mode is where the Ranger shines the most. To sum things up now, I think both of the tested devices are not easy to be compared to each other. The Nightfox Prowl brings a lot more features, such as a recording mode and several IR intensity levels, but has the weaker display resolution and is way more bulky than the Ranger. Besides, the price for the Prowl is less than the half of a new Ranger. The Ranger, meanwhile, comes with way better displays. In fact, two of them. A more simplified way of handling and a better field of view. Also, the IR-less vision is better compared to the Prowl. The downside are the lack of a recording function, reduced IR functionalities and the 3D printing appearance. not for me personally, but I know many of you would care about this factor. All in all, I'd say the DNV2 Ranger by NocturaSys probably is the better device for Airsoft players, while content creators and YouTubers in the entry-level price range would have more fun using the Nightfox Prowl. Does that sound reasonable to you? Did you use one of the gadgets shown before? Feel free to tell me all your thoughts in the comments and to check one of my other videos. See you over there. So long, have a good one.